Welcome to the Warner Brothers A Lot More podcast. I'm Jonathon Buckley, and Batman fans, it's time to get excited because Batman Knightfall Part 1 is just a few weeks away. The fans here at Comic-Con in San Diego were treated to some very special clips, and we're joined now by the producer, Jim Krieg, supervising producer, Rick Morales, and playing Bane, Michael Mando, to talk all about it. Rick, Jim, Michael, thank you so much for coming in to join us in the studio. Straight off of the panel, I was there and I got to witness it up close. What a panel.
What a panel.
Have you pulled yourself together? It was a lot to put you through, I know.
There was a lot, but I was excited particularly for this panel because I've been fortunate enough to see Batman Knightfall in its entirety. And boy, oh boy, I just want to say ahead of time, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
The clips that you showed today, I think you got, an amazing reaction from the audience. I am so excited for everyone to see the full version of this just ahead of time. So I just want to say that. But to get started, I just want to find out a little bit like your road to Knightfall, particularly from you both, Rick and Jim. Like, how did you find yourself getting into this world?
I guess my journey starts when I was probably 12 years old, reading the comics as they came out. I always knew this story from the books, and I was a fan of it. And then, I worked in animation for a long time, and I had a meeting with one of the executives at Warner Brothers about like what we could possibly do next. And the first thing that came to mind was, well, let's do Knightfall. Like, that hasn't been done yet. Like, how it was unfathomable to me that it hadn't been done and that I might have an opportunity to do it. So I just blurted it out, and he was like, oh, you know what? Yeah, that's one that people ask for a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, let's go.
You know what? Rick and Jeremy Adams, the writer, are exactly the right age to have like had this impact them permanently. And I'm, although not to look at me, you wouldn't believe it, I'm slightly older. And so I read this at the end of college, actually probably like after college.
Got you.
And when I would sneak, I didn't have any money, so I would just go into Forbidden Planet and read them in the racks. And I thought, I went, something is happening. Yeah. Yes, there can be a sameness to comics, and when a big event happens that feels like it matters, you know that it will be impactful, and hopefully this trilogy will be just as impactful to the next generation.
How old were you when you were reading Knightfall?
12 or 13.
Okay,
yeah.
so this was like in your formative years. You'd have been ingesting every page.
Yeah, this was a big one for me. I mean, I still have the comics that I collected when I was a kid in my studio at home.
Is it a pinch me kind of feeling now when you're seeing it up on the screen? Again, we got to see some of the clips today at the panel. Are you just like, how did my life trajectory get me here?
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's one of those things where I don't know. You have these moments, because you're working on this stuff too, and schedules can get tough and this and that, but then you'll stop and you'll think like, well, what am I complaining about? I'm drawing Batman.
Yeah.
Like, I get to draw Robin. Like, I have to figure out how this story works with Batman and Robin and Bane and Azrael. And wait a minute, this is the coolest thing.
It's so cool.
I was watching the clips today when we were up there and thought there are two simultaneously thoughts that if you were 11, you'd think, wow, this is the greatest thing. How could this possibly happen? And then when you look back on your life, there's also an element of what else could have happened? Like, this seems kind of inevitable. That was the only thing I've ever been interested in. So why wouldn't we be doing this?
Michael, were you a fan of Batman as a young tucker?
Huge fan of Batman. I have to say, I think the first action figure I ever had was Batman.
Right.
And I just loved the universe. We were talking about our favorite superheroes, and Batman to me is always, in the top 0.1%, maybe the best.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to say maybe the best because I've got friends on the other side too. But Wolverine as well.
Yeah.
But the thing with Batman is that his universe is so rich. Gotham City, the villains. It's got so much going for it. So yeah, absolutely.
We mentioned the art earlier. That's one thing for me because I feel like I may have grown up in the same era as you. The art to me, as soon as I sat down and hit play, I was in immediately. We've got these, everyone's muscly and tough looking and it's gritty and dark. Were you trying to stay as true as you could to the original artwork?
With this series, there were a number of artists that worked on it, there were a number of books that tied into it, but to me, the thing that is, I have to drill it down to like, what's the most iconic thing about this that we can translate? And it was the cover art, and that cover art was done by Kelly Jones, who draws these really, muscly, huge proportions, but it's got a really iconic look and a definite style to his art. So I wanted to try to adapt that.
Yeah. It really is leaning into a more human side of Batman as well that we see in this first installment. Mm-hmm. We see Batman, at least from the clips today, without any spoilers. He's really going through it in this one. Was that obviously an intentional choice to let us see the human side of Batman a little more?
It has to be. I mean, it has to be. That's the whole point of this film, is to show Batman being broken, physically, mentally, spiritually. So we had to find a Batman that could be vulnerable, and because you're used to Batman being tough and strong and knowing every single outcome and having a plan for everything, and then how do you break that down? Believably.
And he's exhausted. It's part of Bane's plan, but it's a plan that worked. Yeah. That you just wear him out to a point where he can be defeated. I think that in the imagery you think, well, look at Giant Bane and all the muscles. Maybe he will beat Batman, but that really isn't the point. The point is that Batman's already kind of beaten. Yeah. He's almost done. Mm-hmm. All Bane has to do is just push him over the edge.
Yeah. Which brings me to you, Michael. I mean, when this comes across your desk and you see Bane, what were your thoughts? Did you have any feelings on Bane prior to taking on the role?
I mean, first of all, it's arguably, Bane and also Scorpion. Mm-hmm.
There's no bias or anything.
They're probably, my two favorite supervillains. And the thing is with Bane to me, and I love that Rick and I were on the same page right away, is that we thought the intelligence, Batman is known as the greatest detective in literature with Sherlock Holmes. That's their superpower. Mm-hmm. And Bane outsmarts Batman. Yeah. So we really wanted the intelligence to be very poignant and sharp, and really for him to have ammunition if, say, they were to go in a court and argue their cases. Bane makes a really good case. Yeah. Bruce Wayne is the Lord of the Overworld, and he's the Lord of the Underworld, yet Gotham is in chaos. Yeah. So there must be a problem with who's in charge.
Watching your, journey as Bane through this sort of the beginning, are you hoping? I always hope for some kind of redemption for Bane. I always hope that he can come back. Do you have hope for Bane?
I think what's fascinating about a supervillain like Bane is that he is willing to die to prove his case. Mm-hmm. So there are some supervillains that want to be seen, that care about the way their actions are interpreted. Yep. Bane does not care about the way the world interprets him until the very end. And there's this great moment that we found where you see the boy in the character. Yeah. But so I don't think there was a desire for redemption, which is what made him formidable, because he's not a sociopath. Mm-hmm. He's got pain and he's capable of empathy. He just believes this is how the world works. Yeah. And I am the one who needs to jump over the edge to change society, and I'm willing to die for it.
So it's a complex character to create a voice for. Was it challenging?
It was really cool. I'd done so much. I mean, we all had done so much. They've done it for years. Yeah. But the moment I was offered the role, I'd done so much back background work on it, but I didn't work on the voice.
Yeah.
And I didn't think they wanted a voice. Someone told me they didn't want a voice, but I got in there, and within 3 minutes, Rick's like, "All right, let's hear the voice." I'm like, "Voice." And then I just thought of all the things we discussed.
Yeah.
And you know how the expression, you've got a lot in your basement. So we went down and brought the voice. I brought the voice as low as I could and try to bring it as low down. And then we started shaping the voice so that he would use words to shape reality and impose his will. So we brought the register down, started shaping, and then it was a guy who feels like talking is very calculating. So we started using ways to communicate with grunts and little kind of expressions. And it was just a beautiful journey.
Well, it's fantastic. And I think the audience were very appreciative of your performance in the clips we saw, which in the clips that we saw as well showed a very violent series that we're in for, R-rated from the get-go, with Azrael coming in and laying down some vengeance. Was it an easy decision to go the R-rated route?
Yeah, I think it actually it benefits the film because it narratively it works for someone like Azrael. You have to show you have to juxtapose Batman's philosophy to Azrael's to Bane's, and I think introducing a character like Azrael and showing how over the edge he is at the beginning is important, and the violence it's not just there for shock value; it's there to tell his story.
All right. Well,
so you need it there to contrast how violent each character is willing to go.
Yeah. So it drops August 25th. It's the first installment. What are you personally most excited for everybody to see?
Oh man, there's so much. Well, I'm just going to say Robin because I love this character and I love the way that we handled him in this movie, and I think fans of Tim Drake will get a kick out of it.
Yep.
For me, Chandra, who is the doctor who brings another side
Careful.
of who brings part 2 into existence.
Yeah.
And to me, it's the universe. The way they were able to capture Gotham. Yeah. I mean, there's just it really feels like a film noir, kind of Blade Runner a little bit. Like it's got this thing where the emotion really simmers in between the silences, and the music choice. I think people are gonna. Real Batman fans, I think, are going to love this.
I agree. Again, like I said before, congratulations.
Thank
I can't
you.
wait for people to see it. I love it, and I'm already chomping at the bit for the second installment. So congratulations
Thank
and
you.
well
Thank
done.
you so
Thank
much.
you for your contribution
you.
to the universe.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.